The January 6th committee has just hired a former producer of Good Morning America called James Goldston. He'll be overseeing the committee's primetime hearings on Thursday night. So the show trial now has a production crew. And of course, we'll be covering that in great detail on Thursday. By arresting Peter Navarro, they're hoping to shut up one of the most vocal critics before it begins. But Peter Navarro is a brave man. He's not shutting up. He joins us now for his first interview since being arrested. He is, as we told you, a former senior White House advisor and the author of Taking Back Trump's America, Why We Lost the White House and How We'll Win It Back. He joins us now. Peter Navarro, thanks so much for coming on. How was this allowed? This is so outside the bounds, unless I'm missing something, and I hope if so, you'll correct it. This is so outside the bounds of how a civilized country behaves. Did you see it coming? If not, how do you think this was allowed to happen?
Certainly, I saw it coming. We have entered really dangerous, unprecedented waters. Tucker, I was in a position where a partisan committee has weaponized the investigatory powers for the purpose of preventing Donald Trump from ever getting back in the White House. They subpoenaed me illegally, and I was faced with the untenable choice of upholding executive privilege, which was not my privilege to waive. That's Donald Trump's privilege to waive. So I did my duty to the president. I did my duty to this country, and here we sit. And the civil suit I filed, Tucker, I hope will be historically important because there's really two constitutional issues here at stake. The first, with this weaponization of Congress's investigatory powers, is a clear violation of the separation of powers in our Constitution. The legislative branch is not supposed to be the judge, jury, and execution. I heard one of your commentators there when you played that clip. The purpose was to punish Peter Navarro. That's not their role. That's the judiciary's role. So that alone is sufficient to render what they have done illegal, and therefore what the Department of Justice did illegal. But the bigger issue here, Tucker, and this is where the Department of Justice and committee were so disingenuous. I assert the executive privilege prevents me from complying with their subpoenas. And instead of going to talk and negotiate the privilege with Donald Trump, as the law requires, they went into this fanciful and absurd notion that Biden, a sitting incumbent president, could strip his immediate predecessor of executive privilege, and me, a staff member to the president, of what the Justice Department itself, as you pointed out, has absolute testimonial immunity. It's absurd on its face. And every step along the line, go ahead.
Well, I have no doubt that it's unconstitutional, and it's clearly an abuse of power, but I just want to get to the center of it, which is January 6th. This is the January 6th committee. You saw Liz Cheney in that disgusting, ridiculous, fawning interview say this, it's also chilling.
Yes.
Did you have anything at all to do with January 6th?
No, you had that exactly right, and what you and I have now both said, and which is absolute fact, is that the mission of that partisan witch hunt kangaroo committee, which is unduly authorized and not properly constituted and has no subpoena power, they have only one mission: to concoct a fake hoax around January 6th based on criminal charges against Trump to prevent him from running for re-election in taking back the White House in 2025 January. That's all this is about. And the idea, look, Tucker, this was, you said it, I live right next door, 50 yards from the FBI. On the Wednesday night, I sent an email to Patricia Alloy, the deputy attorney, and said, look, I'm seeking a modus vivendi here. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Let's see what we can do. I gave her the name of an attorney. I told Walter Giordano, the FBI agent who'd come banging on my door the week before, hey, Walter, I'm here. Just call me, whatever you need. You don't need to bang on my door. They chose a different route. They didn't call my attorney. Instead, they went with this shock and awe, terrorist strategy to let me go to the airport and then take me with 5 agents like I'm a Al-Qaeda terrorist, rock me into a car, and the next thing I know, look, man, I'm in leg irons, handcuffs, strip search. I mean, it was not without comedy. I mean, at one point, the FBI agents couldn't find the door to go into where I was supposed to go. The fingerprint machine didn't work. But people do not want to sit in solitary confinement in leg irons, denied food, denied water, denied an attorney. And this is what we live in. I mean, I studied Kafka in college. It took me till I was 72 to understand Kafka.
You can't arrest people for political reasons. It's very simple. We've invited every member of that committee on this show. All of them are too cowardly. Kinzinger, Cheney, cowards. But I just think this is a huge change in the way this country operates, and I wanted to note that and extend our sympathy to you. Peter Navarro, thank you, and Godspeed.
Thank you for your coverage, sir.